The man I'm about to introduce requires no introduction. Mike is joint founder and CEO of the property development company Allied London. He came to Manchester in 1997, a year after the city centre bombing. In the 18 years since, his and Allied London's contribution and impact on the city has been huge. Then, of course, there is his recent acquisition of the Manchester icon of London Road Fire Station. Did he have to be persuaded to pitch in for that one? I can't wait to hear the answer to that question and many more questions this morning.
Let's start with London Road Fire Station as a development taking on an asset that's much loved and needs to be restored to some kind of new glory.
It was sort of probably more of a moment of madness than any sort of a defined strategy, and I don't actually think Allied is a sort of a developer. We're actually more of a redeveloper. All of our projects have actually had similarities to London Road. The Brunswick in Bloomsbury was a Grade 2 listed building, and I think what we liked about that asset actually was the architecture. So London Road actually fits in to that strategy. Why did we buy? One, it's architecture, and it is iconic. Secondly, we believe that the building is a voice to London and a voice to the world. We felt we needed to be near Piccadilly and actually have a voice there. And I actually don't know how, but in our sort of vision that connects us to London. If actually you're a sort of big media business and you actually want to come up to this city, you sort of would probably only actually want to come as far as the station. And actually no one's actually probably done it properly around the other station.
We've started in the present. Mike, if I may, could I ask you about what was it that first attracted you to come to Manchester? And we could maybe then just talk a little bit more about the different stages along that way. But first of all, what was it that drew you to Manchester?
We came in '93 to buy the Corn Exchange, and actually we didn't end up actually buying it. We actually thought the city was a bit rough, it was a bit too dangerous. And certainly around that sort of time we felt it was actually a bit early. And then we came back in, then we bought Cumberland House in Crown Square at an auction. And I sort of came up and I looked around and I actually saw a 60s college, an empty Daily Mail building, and a very run-down civic area. The same day I actually called at the city planning officer, Dave Roscoe. He's actually got the same job today, and actually so have I. Well, he actually looks a bit younger than I do. He looks more like that photo than I do. And anyway, and actually we had a chat, and I think what we fancied and what we liked about it was the size and the fact that actually nobody was actually looking at it.
How important is, I guess, this place and things like the Manchester International Festival for you as a developer? What does it do to a city, and what does it encourage you to think you could do more with?
We sort of certainly welcome it, and we welcome being a part of it, and it is an important project. What you have here is what every city has, frankly. It's just simply a modern visual performance space. This development in actually, in my view, was actually a long overdue for this city. The corner house was great, but there's actually probably 50 corner houses in Paris.
Where does Manchester sometimes get it wrong?
The one thing that Manchester maybe not does is harness what it's got, and it's always looking to do what actually Mrs. Jones has got over the garden fence, and it should look more closely at the assets it has actually got. I think its assets are probably a lot better than people think they possibly are. There is a little bit of a thing here that Manchester needs to be a little bit edgy, a little bit different. Actually, it doesn't.
Right. Okay. What have you learned? What hasn't worked in Manchester that surprised you? Thinking perhaps about retail.
Michael's talking about the Avenue. So in 2006, 2007, we launched this new street, the Avenue, and that was quite an important part of our office, the leasing story, because we wanted people to actually buy into this place. And there was a point in time, probably March 07, when we had deals lined up. 2008 came,
Yeah.
and they just were off. They're gone. So we put a new strategy together all around restaurants, which was not supposed to work quite as well as it has worked. So it was supposed to be a little pop-up.
It really has worked. Yeah.
But the insatiable demand for a beer in this city is massive. And that actually saved us. So did we get it wrong? Not really. We probably should have sold our business entirely in March 2007. That's where we got.
Shouldn't we all? Who would you like to see as the first directly elected mayor of Greater Manchester?
Someone that is prepared to embrace change and be really forward thinking, and it actually shouldn't be a sort of political figure. The region has got huge political support.
Much to the frustration of every other city in the north of England. The shorthand for Northern Powerhouse appears to be the Manchester Powerhouse.
Yeah, but Manchester has the only thing that other cities don't have, an international airport.
City or United?
Nottingham Forest.
Please like to invite you to show your appreciation for Michael Ingall, our guest today.